Welcome back, everyone! This video is part of our ongoing series where we rank the greatest games of all time using a transparent, data-driven methodology rather than personal preference. As with previous rankings, this list is based on Metacritic critic scores, user ratings, and long-term reception, with additional weight given to games that maintained high ratings across a large number of players. For each title, only the highest rated version or release is considered, and in the case of ties, the game with a stronger overall reception takes priority. For this video, we're focusing exclusively on true 3D fighting games. That means full movement on the Z-axis, sidestepping, and arena-based combat. Traditional 2D and 2.5D fighters, platform fighters, and anime arena games are intentionally excluded and will be covered in separate videos. This isn't about nostalgia or personal favorites. It's about which 3D fighters delivered the deepest mechanics, the strongest competitive balance, and the most lasting impact on the genre. And as always, if you agree, disagree, or think a game deserves a different position, let me know in the comments. Now, let's begin. Starting with Soul Calibur 6, which marked a return to form for the franchise, revitalizing its core mechanics while modernizing its systems for a new generation. The game reintroduced the classic weapon-based combat that emphasized spacing, timing, and movement, while adding the reversal edge system to create new layers of mind games. Its refined visuals and responsive controls made each duel feel precise and deliberate, rewarding players who mastered positioning and counterplay. Combined with strong single-player modes and continued competitive support, Soul Calibur 6 successfully re-established the series as a major force in the 3D fighting genre. Soul Edge laid the foundation for the entire Soul Calibur franchise by introducing weapon-based combat to the 3D fighting genre. At a time when most fighters focused on unarmed combat, it emphasized reach, spacing, and directional movement, creating a more tactical approach to one-on-one battles. Its early use of 3D arenas and 8-way movement helped define how future 3D fighters would handle positioning and mobility. While later entries refined its mechanics, Soul Edge remains historically important for establishing one of the genre's most distinctive and enduring combat systems. Dead or Alive 4 refined the series' fast-paced fighting style by emphasizing fluid movement, counter-based defense, and highly interactive environments. Its signature hold system created a constant risk-reward dynamic, forcing players to balance aggression with careful prediction. The game's multi-tiered stages and dynamic hazards added strategic depth, rewarding strong positioning and situational awareness. Combined with smooth online play for its time and a strong competitive scene, Dead or Alive 4 became one of the most influential and well-rounded entries in the franchise. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 expanded the series' signature mechanics by introducing a deep and flexible tag-based system built around character synergy and momentum. With one of the largest rosters in fighting game history, it offered unparalleled variety in playstyles and team compositions. The game emphasized strategic partner switching, combo extensions, and coordinated pressure, rewarding players who mastered both individual characters and team dynamics. While its complexity made it less accessible for newcomers, Tag Tournament 2 stands out as one of the most technically demanding and mechanically rich entries in the Tekken franchise. Tekken 8 represents the series' modern evolution, shifting its core design toward a more aggressive, momentum-driven playstyle. The introduction of the heat system encourages sustained offense, rewarding players who maintain pressure and control the pace of each match. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game delivers enhanced visual fidelity while preserving Tekken's precise movement and frame-based fundamentals. Its expanded training tools and online features support long-term competitive growth. By balancing accessibility with high-level depth, Tekken 8 positions itself as a new benchmark for modern 3D fighting games. Tekken 2 marked the series' first major step forward, transforming the original game into a fully realized competitive fighter. It expanded the roster, refined movement, and introduced more responsive controls, laying the groundwork for Tekken's signature emphasis on spacing and execution. The game also strengthened the franchise's identity through cinematic endings and character-driven storytelling. While later entries would surpass it mechanically, Tekken 2 remains historically significant for establishing the structural foundation that allowed the series to become one of the dominant forces in 3D fighting games. The original Tekken Tag Tournament introduced team-based mechanics to the franchise, fundamentally changing how matches were played. By allowing players to switch between two characters, the game added new layers of strategy centered on health management, combo extensions, and momentum shifts. Its fast-paced gameplay rewarded creative pairings and technical execution, while its arcade roots delivered tight controls and competitive balance. More than a spin-off, Tag Tournament became a fan favorite, influencing future entries and proving that Tekken's core systems could support deeper, more dynamic team-based combat. Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore is widely regarded as the entry that established the franchise's competitive identity. It refined the series' signature counter system, creating fast, high-risk exchanges built around prediction and reaction. The game introduced multi-level stages that rewarded environmental awareness and positional control, adding strategic depth beyond simple combo execution. With smoother animations, improved balance, and expanded character options, Hardcore set the standard for future Dead or Alive titles and remains a benchmark for high-speed 3D fighting design. Soul Calibur 3 expanded the series beyond traditional versus modes by introducing deeper single-player content and character customization. Its Chronicle of the Sword mode blended strategic progression with classic weapon-based combat, giving players a more narrative-driven experience. Mechanically, the game refined 8-way movement and stance-based fighting, emphasizing spacing, timing, and precision. Although its online features were limited compared to later entries, Soul Calibur 3 stood out for its ambition and content depth, reinforcing the franchise's reputation for accessibility paired with competitive potential. Dead or Alive 3 showcased the series' transition into the Xbox era, delivering a major technical leap alongside refined combat mechanics. It emphasized speed, fluid animations, and responsive controls, making each match feel fast and dynamic. The game expanded interactive environments and multi-tiered stages, encouraging players to use positioning and spatial awareness to their advantage. By combining accessibility with competitive depth, Dead or Alive 3 helped popularize the franchise internationally and established it as a major player in the early generation of 3D fighting games. Tekken 5 is widely considered one of the defining entries in the franchise, refining movement, balance, and execution to near perfection. The game restored faster pacing and tighter controls after earlier experiments, reinforcing Tekken's emphasis on spacing, punishment, and technical mastery. Its revamped graphics engine, extensive customization options, and strong arcade roots contributed to its competitive longevity. Combined with excellent character balance and deep training tools, Tekken 5 became a benchmark for modern 3D fighters and remains a favorite among competitive players. Soul Calibur revolutionized 3D fighting games by introducing fluid 8-way movement and exceptionally responsive controls. Built on Namco's advanced arcade hardware, it delivered unprecedented smoothness and precision, setting a new technical standard for the genre. Its weapon-based combat emphasized spacing, timing, and positioning, rewarding strategic play over button mashing. Combined with striking presentation and balanced character design, Soul Calibur became an instant classic and established the foundation for one of the most respected franchises in fighting game history. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution represents the peak of Sega's technical approach to 3D fighting design, prioritizing precision, balance, and mechanical depth above all else. Every character operates within a tightly controlled system built around frame data, spacing, and situational awareness. The game refined movement, defensive options, and combo structure, rewarding disciplined play and long-term mastery. Its extensive training modes and robust arcade routes supported competitive growth, while its emphasis on fundamentals made it one of the most respected and influential fighters in esports history. Soul Calibur 2 is often regarded as the high point of the franchise, refining its weapon-based combat into a near-perfect balance of accessibility and depth. The game expanded 8-way movement and stance mechanics, creating fluid, dynamic duels built around spacing and precision. Its iconic guest characters and improved presentation helped broaden its appeal, while strong character balance and responsive controls sustained a lasting competitive scene. By combining technical excellence with mainstream popularity, Soul Calibur 2 became one of the most influential 3D fighting games ever made. Taking the top spot, Tekken 3 represents the defining moment in the history of 3D fighting games. It introduced faster movement, true sidestepping, and fluid animations, fundamentally changing how competitive fighters were played and setting a new industry standard. The expanded roster, led by new icons like Jin, Hwoarang, and Eddie, revitalized the series while preserving its technical depth. Its refined combo system and responsive controls created a rare balance between accessibility for newcomers and long-term mastery for competitive players. More than just a successful sequel, Tekken 3 shaped the future of the genre, influencing nearly every major 3D fighter that followed, and securing its place as the most influential and enduring title in its category. And that wraps up our ranking of the top 15 3D fighting games of all time, based on critical reception, player feedback, and long-term competitive impact. We know there are a couple of missing games, but we wanted to keep this list not too long, just to be sure to focus on the best of the best. And we normally try to keep games of a metascore above 80. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to leave a like. It helps the video reach more fighting game fans. If you disagree with any placement, let me know in the comments which game you would move and why. If you enjoy data-driven gaming rankings like this, consider subscribing for more videos on platformers, RPGs, and classic franchises. We are looking forward to making more videos, so don't hesitate to give us also suggestions. We're gonna do our best to hear them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.